Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're joining you here for week number 3 of the Blue Otter League, coming at you with the Masters Division. Joining us on Otter Talk to start off our stream, we got some phenomenal individuals in the house. First off, to mention, we got Lesser, Noah, and Verticality coming at you. So, guys, let's ask around. How are we feeling tonight?
Fantastic.
Could be
I
better.
feel amazing.
certainly a big game ahead of us. We will be getting to see, I believe it is Gravity Nebula facing off against Lane Zero Hurricane. So a big matchup. Looking to find that as we go along tonight. I'd love to get some thoughts because what we got going up is we got some predictions, we got some crazy things. So why don't we all just talk about this match? Because I want to get your thoughts, because you guys are the real heroes behind this. So who do you think would come on top? Who do you think possibly we could see getting played? And I'd just love to get some thoughts behind how this game could end up playing out.
You want to talk about the stream matchup first?
Is that not the stream matchup?
Yeah, no, that is. That's what I'm saying. I was just making sure.
Oh, was that not what we were supposed to talk
No,
first?
I don't know. Dude, I think we're good. I'm just making sure that's... Yeah.
No, stop talking.
Oh,
sorry,
anyway,
my bad.
I have no clue. I mean, I'm just like...
Gravity's a good team. My team, like, my last iteration of team lost to them in AML. 2 of my teammates are on the Lane Zero Hurricane team. So I expect Hurricane to win, but anything can happen.
They are part of my org, so I think I'm legally obligated to say that they will win. But I do think that Gravity was able to beat this team when they had objectively better players and carry roles, even though they were more flippy players. So I think it could be a good series. I think it's 2-1 either way, but time will tell.
I'm not associated with the Lane Zero organization, so I can be honest about this one. Gravity's a team that relies really hard on APCs in the bot lane, and that's one of the main reasons they were able to beat the other Lane Zero team. It just seems like they weren't ready for the phenomenal Victor APC that came through in this series that ended up dropping like 13 kills on them. Regardless, though, Lane Zero should sweep this. I think as long as they don't fall into a trap in bot lane, they should 2-0. So even though I'm not a part of the organization, I'll still have to pick them because I think their support's pretty solid and will wipe the floor with Gravity support.
Yeah, I mean, I liked every answer. I thought that it certainly sounded very intelligent, very smart, very well-rounded in terms of how we think this match will go down. So why don't we all just go over? Let's see predictions, because I know we have a slide for that. So if we can get the swap over, yeah, there we go. So a lot of leading up towards Lane Zero with 3 players lesser. Certainly going to be that odd side of the coin, maybe just to get away from the curse of a full sweep on the prediction side. But besides that, we do see very similar matchups all around the board. Yeah, I mean, I personally think that last week when we saw those Frosted Donuts pick up a game, they did lose out. However, I mean, they're not bad. I think that they still can do good. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on that.
I mean, we played them week 1, and they're playing with 2 subs currently because 2 of their players are finishing AML. I do think they're a good team, but I mean, their main ADC is a role swap to top laner / mid laner, and their mid laner is a jungler role swap to mid. So we'll have to see when their true players get in, but their subs are good, so I would not disrespect them.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying they're subbing, but they're low-key subbing in like the best mid in the league. Like, I mean, at least in peak form, I know Jappy's kind of been not taking League as serious, but that guy was really fucking good, and it's crazy that the 2 best mids in the league are sitting on sub rosters, and one of them is sitting in top lane as the 3rd best mid. So I don't know. It's an interesting league. I think that team definitely is good and will make playoffs. It's not a question. But unless Tanzo can figure his shit out, he is going to run some games down, and they're not going to make it in a clean manner.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the fact that Andy's playing ADC for the team, but as long as they're having fun, that's all that matters. But the team will make playoffs. Again, just like you said, if Tanzo stops running it down, because that guy in Game 3 last week, it did not look like he wanted to win the game.
There was only 2 games, cuh!
Only 2 games, bro!
Whatever the second game was, whatever the very last game, whatever game he played Volibear.
Yeah, that one was not good. I mean,
yeah.
Loki, Shurima group is so boring this week. Lester thinks he's a funny guy putting Vespa White to win the first map, but
I'm very strong on
it's
this opinion.
it's such a fucking sorry. I don't know how much I'm allowed to cuss.
Watch your language.
Yeah, that's my bad. It's such a top 4 versus bottom 4 like type of week. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that this happened. I feel like if there is a game or if there's a series that's not 2-0 in our group, that will be a shock.
Yeah. I could see Akuma losing a game, maybe one, depending on Hanzo. So
Yeah, now that we've said that though, we will be losing 0-2. So
Yeah, Vespa White's looking really strong. So
does anybody have anything to say about Mint Superior? I don't really. I don't really like this roster.
I mean, it should just be the top side running over the game, I think.
Do we think so? That Akira Ho guy is such a fraud.
You say that, but he made it farther in Titan playoffs than you, so...
Yeah,
he also played against Dorado. He also played against Dorado. We could not be validating the fact that he made it farther.
We played against the best
non-cheating team against Dorado.
I can validate it because Noah's my teammate.
We played against the best non-cheating team. What can I say?
this is so true. And I did hear some rumors that that team was cheating a bit from ZMT, the most reliable source in Titan. So I think we need to get rid of them too.
True. But yeah, no, I mean, I think Mint's mid is super good, and like their jungle is not bad either. So that like their mid jungle keeps their team from being on fraud watch, but their top and bot are really sus. Like, can definitely run down some games.
I think you're right about like the support of Mint, but I think Bubster's honestly been pretty solid.
Yeah,
I think
Bubster's solid.
Yeah, Bubster's solid. It's their support. Anti-Oedipus. I don't know how to say his name. Guy isn't terrible. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I think that's his name. I don't know.
It's Oedipus, bro.
Is it?
Oedipus? Nah, you guys need to read a book.
Anti-Epidus.
Really? I got no idea. But all I know is that that guy wasn't too phenomenal. His map movements are really like slow. Like he's getting towards like lesser support map movements. Like he's.
Oh god, he's.
Oh, that's diabolical.
Yeah, like whenever you're getting compared to my support, it's a bit rough there. But again, he's very much carried by the fact that his jungle I think is pretty strong, and his mid is one of the better mids. Now that a lot of the other mid laners that are playing have either gone to a different role or just are not playing.
I mean, is Fortnite not just like the best on like main roster mid by far?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say Fortnite won MVP of Titan, no?
I think those.
That's a little. Even Troy got a little bit robbed on that.
Evil Troy, and I even think ZMT and Loki Dosi got a slight bit robbed from those things, but you know, it was a popularity poll, so I guess whatever.
Anyways,
I would say though that he is probably the strongest on-roll mid if you're ignoring like Neversaw, which I think Neversaw is an argument to be up there, but I think Fortnite probably does take it over her.
Yeah, Chicken Jockey's coming though. Just keep it in mind.
I'd probably vote for Chicken Jockey, just not this week.
If Chicken Jockey is #1 mid by end of season, we have problems.
This is true. Well, they're gonna lose today, so.
Yeah.
Anybody with the username Chicken Jockey is instantly gonna win. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's even better. It's Chicken Jockey #Steve.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Nah. But is their name Steve? Because I am Steve. Gotta be one of the hardest lines in fiction.
No, their name is Noah, unfortunately.
His name is not Steve, but he does have a Steve on his team.
Do I actually?
Yeah, my name's Steven.
Oh, okay. We'll just trade accounts.
Yeah,
you're gonna mute the stream for that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we won't get banned.
Hey. Already tried that.
Yeah, I think we'll get a Titan chip or something, right?
Wait a minute.
That's crazy.
No.
So I'm not sure if I'm reading this wrong or how this works. This is my first time here, so I will ask to our lovely producer, because I totally forget if I'm seeing this wrong. Do we have other divisions that we can look at? Because I know that is something that we were at least supposed to do, and I'm not sure if that's something that we already did. If these were 4 different teams, okay, there we go. So here's some of our other rosters. Obviously, we had different predictions on the bottom. I was gonna say there was some pretty set in stone predictions around the board.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
That's wild. What the fuck, man? Voting against lane 0? That's your org right there.
Dude, it's middle of the day. I knew it was gonna be 2-1 either way, and I just picked one. I haven't looked at it since. Although now that I look at it, I'm sticking to it.
Can you go through your explanation that differs from what you gave like 15 minutes ago in terms of this matchup?
No, I mean it's the same thing. Like I think the teams are really close. I think Gravity 2-0'd the air quotes better version of the Lane 0 Hurricane team. On an off day, I will say. But like I don't think it's a stretch of the mind at all to say that this team can beat Hurricane. I do have it down as a 2-1, but yeah, no, I would not at all be surprised to see Gravity win this.
That's fair. Lane 0 does have Archer as their jungle, and that guy may be on Fraud Watch, so I'll never discredit anybody playing against that team.
Bro, why do you hate that guy?
I don't hate the guy. I just don't.
We've heard a lot of hating for the guy at this point. I think this is the second time you've brought it up.
Dude, Lester is a certified Archer hater.
I just don't think he's a good player. That's all. He's played on 2 teams that should have done really well, and he was the main reason why I don't think those teams did well.
I don't know if we can count Archer Court as a team that should have done well.
I think Archer Court they should have done a lot better than being last place in their group.
Did you see their support in their top laner?
That may be true, but at the same time, getting last place in that group with Rexus as your ADC should still be illegal.
Yeah, but having 2 teammates actively trying to lose the game?
I would say 3 with Archer.
I don't know about that one. I can't. Archer's my guy. He was my jungler last split, so I can't.
And that's more than fine. I will always back Evil Lobster regardless of how hard he ends. It's like we can always defend the people we like. It's just we don't have to always say that they're the best player in the world.
Oh, I don't think Archer's the best player in the world. You hate him a little bit too much.
I don't hate the guy.
Let's level with it. Archer is just the Josh Giddey of M600 leagues.
Oh my lord!
Oh, that's verticality.
That is crazy.
I have a funny screenshot.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I mean, the rest of these, like, so to jump off that matchup since we already talked about it a little bit, everybody's across the board for these matchups. I think. I mean, Emeralds is really good. Like, I actually think that team's really good.
That's like the one team that's missing from the Shurima group that like would make it the group of death, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Lil Fizzy's back.
Is that all? Just he's back.
Gang 7 is like okay. I mean, their ADC is supposed to be really good.
Who did Gang 7 play last week? They're against
they played Hurricane.
Hurricane beat them.
1-2.
I don't think Gang 7's a bad team again. Their ADC is
dude. I'm a level with you. If Gang 7 replaces fucking Optic Waffles with like someone's cat, I think that team is easy to play off.
I don't disagree.
That guy stinks.
I heard Kerrigan's looking for. Kerrigan's on the sub roster.
Kerrigan's rostered, bro. He's sub rostered.
No, Kerrigan, you can go join a different team. Join a team where you can be a starter, my friend.
And looking at the next matchup, Team Dizzy, Setter has good internet now, so I expect them to pick it back up.
Oh yeah, I think they should have beaten Ember Wolves last week. Or is that the Wolves team?
Setter was 100 ping.
You think that team was supposed to beat Emeralds? No, you're crazy.
Do you see?
They have Ryan. Do you see their solo lanes? Both of them, like Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Pake's fathers.
Ryan Pake's is like great for an M100 league, but like. I don't know. And then Kodiak mid.
Holy Carrot Jungle carries that team.
Bro, have you seen the black hole in the mid lane?
Dude, Alaskan Kodiak is the off-brand chicken jockey. Like, let's be real.
I think he's better than Chicken. Didn't he?
There
if
is
he fathers you
no
in top lane, he
shot.
fathers you in mid.
There is no shot.
Yeah,
We
he
are
fathers you
saying,
top, he fathers you mid. That guy's. You are budget Alaskan Kodiak.
dude, that guy is sitting there in draft being like, yo, do you think Aatrox mid is good here? It's like, no, man.
But what about their bot side? You got to give some credit to the setter and Freaker.
Oh,
Just
I
give
think
some
I
credit.
think Setter's great.
Setter's my goat.
I think Setter is very sad that Scooter is on our team and not his team. And because that duo was disgusting for like a year straight. I don't know. I would be shocked to see Setter and Scooter not playing together again in the next 6 months. But
Yeah, Scooter's mine. Thank you.
maybe I'm crazy.
We're going to the retirement home soon.
Scooter is
We're
mine.
wheeling Bert off the AVL.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wheeling me off to the league above you.
Out of
I
the,
think-
is there a top 4 in both groups very clearly in both of these, by the way?
I don't
Or-
think so.
I
I think the
think
other
it wa-
group is kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
I mean,
outside
I think
of Underworld.
I think our top 4 is pretty clear now.
Yes, again, the top 4 is playing against the bottom 4 this week. Very clearly.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Mess
But
will bite
I think Timberwolves is like very clearly at 1 in the other group. And then I actually think it's a shit show below that. Like,
Really, you don't think that Dizzy or Gang 7's like above the rest of these, or even I guess Lane Zero Hurricane?
no, I think here's the thing. I'm a big USAE Black stan, the biggest USAE Black fan. Like, I'm out here with my foam finger on and shit when they play.
Didn't you
But-
not?
But they are the worst team in their group.
What up, Mespa Master A?
Master A is pretty bad too. They're
Glacial Esports, actually, they're not terrible.
They will be
Yeah,
playing the
they
Pooper
won.
Bowl at some point during this league, and I will be watching.
You mean Mespa versus Mespa?
No, Mespa versus USAE.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like outside of this, so there's a clear top 1 and a clear bottom 2, and then other than that, it is a like nightmare. I don't know. I think there is a version of this Team Dizzy roster that is very clearly second or could contend for first. It is not the one that we are looking at on screen.
I mean, I loved hearing about that, and I think that anybody watching probably got a little bit of insight as well. So next up, let's just give a little bit of a quick shout out over to Pro Cops, because we talked about what these, like Rob, we talked about how these players certainly have been showing themselves throughout the league and previous seasons and previous iterations of teams, but our sponsor and a game changer app for the league community is Pro Cops. This isn't just like any other tool, it is your personal draft coach, perfect for both teams and solo players. In fact, you can pair it with any other app you use. With Pro Cops, you'll receive real-time drafting advice with tailored champion picks and banned recommendations. It stands out with features such as the ability to generate champion pools in seconds that you can share with friends, a post-draft guide to attack the game. You can generate comps based on your preferences. Coaches and analysts can even create personalized tier lists. Think of this as having a virtual coach and a strategy toolkit all in one. My favorite feature is the Pro Comp. I think that being able to find 5 champions that can work together so well and form a cohesive unit to play around in the Rift certainly does find a lot of value. This app has already over 280,000 downloads and thousands of daily users like you. Pro Comps is user-friendly and totally free. It's a no-brainer to at least give it a go. Download Pro Comps now and you'll experience a whole new level of drafting power in your league games. Go to procomps.gg, download it from the Overwolf, or click the link in our bio. And honestly, I don't know if any of you guys have used it, but I've used it like twice, and you know it's fun because I don't know, it's a good app. It's a very good app, and I'd recommend it to anybody watching. I'd recommend it to our producer. And Verticality, what do you think?
I personally have never used it. I know some people who have, and I know they really like it. But I mean, I've been around for so long that like I kind of just like. I
This
don't
guy
know.
thinks he's
I-
smart
I-
enough to know all the pro
I
cons.
convinced
No,
you to use it.
What would convince me to use it if I didn't have a coach?
I
Okay,
think that I think that the app is like super useful. It also has a lot of use cases. You can obviously use it for if you're trying to play competitive and you're trying to get better and get better at drafting, get better at team comp building. But it's also just kind of fun for like casual players as well, where you're like trying to make a fun team comp or you're trying to make a team comp that makes sense so that you can play like flex with your friends. And it's pretty good at filling you out there too.
I just say this, Verticality, I know you said you already had a coach, but have you ever considered the fact that your coach is a person, and that's not virtual? And virtual things, I mean, you could literally
Are
get
also
them
wrong.
on the go. Your coach wouldn't even like you wouldn't need your coach 24/7. This time, like, you just gotta go into an app and you can see him anytime. It's like McDonald's with their like online kiosk thing. You don't have to wait to like order from a real person. You could just order on the go.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, half the times I don't believe my coach, so maybe I should use it.
Exactly. And for everyone watching, we've already heard it from Verticality. We've heard it from Noah. This is the app. So make sure you download this from Overwolf. Oh my gosh, I cannot pronounce words. Or from just the link in the bio. So, yeah, I mean, I hate Overwolf. I don't know about if anybody else has any thoughts on it. So I definitely recommend getting it from the bio because Overwolf takes so much of my CPU up.
Yo, Lesser, any comments on the conversation that Procomps drafts twice as good as Lesser does?
I think that is very, very false because Leicester uses Procamps every game, so how could it be worse than Leicester if Leicester is the only one using it?
See, what
Guys,
the problem is,
I'm
Lesser sometimes thinks that he's smarter than Procomps and doesn't do what it says, and so
I'm getting threatened by my coach currently. I'm getting threatened by my coach.
It's probably deserved. I use it for all my Akuma's in the finals right now in AML, and for them I always use Procomps. So.
I would use Procomps over Lesser
in
anyway.
the finals
Lesser doesn't
you use
show up
Procomps
anyway.
in the semifinals, bro.
Yeah.
Lesser, you don't show up anyway. Why would you need? Why just use the app?
Well,
not you.
that's why I send them Procomps.
Dude, Lesser is just a white Zol on God.
I'm not.
Dude, Lesser shows up and he's like, yo, why aren't we banning this Gwinchamp, man? Like, it's so broken. Just
Guys, we
Yeah,
need to
that
ban.
shit.
We need to ban Yumi here. We need to ban Yumi here.
Yo, is Mr.
Kindred looks
Kiwiism
good.
available to B1 Zillion right now?
Unreal. The guy's the GOAT, no?
Would I got a question, Lesser? So you're using pro comps, you're doing all that. If you were told to ban Yumi by pro comps, would you do it?
Absolutely, 100%. I live my life through Procomps solely. Without Procomps, I don't know where I'd be in my life.
Exactly. So anybody watching, make sure you download this because we've already gotten confirmation from everyone, even our producer. They didn't actually say it, but I'm gonna say they did just to make up a little bit of a fib here. Use it. We've heard it from everyone in this call. 5 people. Everyone loves pro comps, and I'm sure that I think that it's certainly gonna be a good tool for your ranked games. Because let's be honest, people are stupid. I'm stupid. We're all stupid. And if you could use pro comps to get a little bit less stupid, why not do it?
Lesser, any comments for the rest of the season on how it's gonna go? Any predictions outside of this week?
Outside of this week, I think after Chicken Jockey and friends lose to Mespa White, I think Noah gets kicked from another team.
That would be good. Okay,
Well,
good.
the
I
only
think
person
he
who has power to
joins.
kick him.
I think after he gets kicked from that team, it's actually like the most insane thing where he joins Gang 7 Mirage as their mid laner instead of Optic Waffles. And then that team like shoots up to the top of that standings. Whereas in the
Yeah.
other group, it's just like once lane 0 loses Noah, Chicken Jockey, they fall apart. Verticality goes to AVL to drop a 1-7 performance. Hextech Hackers rises up from the stars and finishes 4-1 after they lose this week and next week, and then Drop Dead Gaming goes undefeated.
I think if
At least
DDG goes undefeated, that would be insane. Just like on a real note.
I think we can. I think it's
I
not
would
the
just,
easiest,
I would
but
just like to say, Lesser, I have better stats in ACL than I did in AML to split. Leave me alone.
Ooh.
that's an accomplishment, I think.
I think DDG going undefeated in this group would be wild.
I mean,
It's
they're not going undefeated past week 4, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I think in
Unfortunately
a
for
serious
you, really.
context, our hardest matchup is 100% probably against Mint, just because they were the only team to beat us in Titan, and think-
That team did not beat us in Titan. That team, we beat ourselves in Titan, buddy.
I would
That
just
is-
like to say,
Our
your
we
hardest
did not.
matchup
We
is
did
week
not
4.
pick Maokai on 2-3. So Vertigo got to close his eyes and play with his butt cheeks and flash W me every fight.
that was an evil lobster ego pick right there.
Yeah, and
You
then
know, at least-
Troy had like 10 CS on enemy mid laner. He's like, "Yo, let me split push whole game." Nah, man, that series was not real.
we still lost them, and I think that as long as we're that stupid, we may lose to them. The rest of the teams we should be able to hands gap pretty easily. We've got Neversaw mid, and she's like the goat now.
Well,
Can Chicken Jockey really like hold a candle to Neversaw? Let's be so honest.
yes,
Whoa,
chicken,
whoa, whoa,
chicken
whoa, why are we
jockey's
hating on
the
a chicken jockey?
chicken jockey's the goat.
I don't know.
He's right, you know.
I love how
I wa-
Verticality said that. It sounded exactly like they say in the movie.
I really don't have anything to say about the other group. I kind of said everything that I have to
Yeah,
say.
that-
It's
Yeah.
kind of a mess of a group. We'll know more about it in like 2 weeks, whenever the middle of the mat or middle of the pack matches play out. But it's kind of like a free for all right now.
I would like to send out a formal apology to Glacial Esports Black, as I seem to have offended a few of them. I apologize for upsetting you guys. I'm sorry that
Yo, Kerrigan thinks
Good
that team
luck
is
with that.
real, by the way.
they're not. I'm sorry, they're not. But I apologize to Glacial Esports Black for any words I've said. I don't mean them, and I think you guys are the best team in your group.
Did you even say anything about them? I don't think a word has been said about them this entire time. I think we all.
It's outside of
so.
this. It's in general.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I
Because
thought
they-
we
I'm-
all put
I'm
Gang
pretty-
7
I'm-
to win that, and then nobody said.
I'm
nobody said a
pretty
word.
sure Lesser called Glacial the worst team in the league in the first week of content.
No,
That
I
is
called
crazy.
Mespa the worst team.
Which
Yeah, but you
one?
kind of roped Yeah, let's say which one.
Dude.
Master A, because White's gonna beat Lane 0 Dorado Rejects this week,
Dude,
so they can't be last.
Can we talk about Mespa like winning one league and then being like, "Yo, what are the 2 worst rosters we could put in
Hey,
BOL?"
They basically just put 5 Castex on the same roster and said, "Let's go."
Well, I believe this is about to be time. So thank you so much for joining Lesser, Noah, Verticality. It was a pleasure to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, get to talk about all the teams, get to talk about the different divisions, and I hope that you guys certainly can play well, because I know y'all have matches coming up, and I know your teams are amazing, so hopefully you can do well. Hopefully you can use those pro comps just to make sure you can get across the line. And just to conclude here, let's all give a little bit of a warm applause to Wookie Monster, our producer behind the scenes, making this all happen, because I'll be so honest with you, I totally forgot to even do my predictions, so somebody had to put that in, and I believe it was Wookie Monster.
I mean, Wookiee's the goat.
Very true.
Absolutely. So thank you all so much for giving your time. And that's going to do it, at least for a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for giving your time to watch our pregame show. But make sure to stay around for the full thing, because we'll be back right after this small little break to break down the actual content of what will be happening tonight, because we got some big games, and this best of 3 really is going to be something you won't want to miss. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back off the break of the one, the only Otter Talk, and after some good deliberation on what we would possibly come into game number 1 of week number 2 with, we've come back. However, this time, unfortunately, we will no longer have our lovely guests. Instead, we will have an even lovelier, a new approach. That will be the one, the only, the handsome, the charismatic Beatadavix. How are we feeling about this game?
Well, I mean, it's charismatic. We went over this. We practiced our lines.
Is that not how you pronounce the word?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes.
How did I say it?
We'll have to rewatch the VOD. I'm excited for the game. We have bans coming out. I mean, no one wants to play against Annie. I'm pretty sure she was banned every game last week too. You sit there and think about what you did.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything. That was my that was my audio interface jumping off my desk because it wanted to be annoying.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I was just telling it to sit there and think about what it did. I just want picks to happen. What did you find out during Otter Talk, Cherry?
Well, we were just talking. We didn't really go over too much on what possible characters we were going to see. However, we will see one of the characters we did actually give a little bit of talk towards, which was going to be towards that Annie. So now that that's out of the way, we will not be seeing that. Gwen as well. I believe last week we saw that getting banned out. So it is interesting that we will seeing that. We will be seeing that getting taken away again. And yeah, a lot of bans coming out. So that's gonna be stage 1. And instantly Nefiri. This has been a character we've seen over towards the jungle in that LCK, LTA, lots of locations around the world liking that, and will be matched over with a Nocturne. So very standardized picks to start us off, and they will be matching it with an Oriata, really just pulling out that combo with that mid and jungle already.
Yeah, I mean, and all right, I really like Gravity's team. They've got a good dog, and they've got a bird. I'm a big fan of pet comps. I'm not gonna lie, and they're picking champions. Oh no, Gravity, stop doing this to me. You can't pick Sway and Rel in the same rotation and not expect me to get super happy. Oh, that's fun. Alright, so Rel is gonna be our support, Swain's our mid lane, Nefiri, can she top right now, Cherry?
I'd say probably.
I'm gonna assume that's the jungle,
this is a jungle.
That's not here nor there. Yeah.
And Corki's a fun one. I'm not convinced on the Corki ADC yet, to be still the real meta, but I don't hate it. I won't lie. Garen, an interesting pick. It seems as if Lane 0 Hurricane do also agree that this is probably not Nefiri top, and Instead, it's Neferi jungle. So let's see what the response is going to be. And yeah, Gangplank makes a little bit of sense. We want to try and get a little bit of that AD off the board as well. And I mean, maybe you would just want to go for an AP top if you are the side of Lane Zero Hurricane, just because you do have that Nocturne and Corki already locked.
Yeah, also, Corki is surprisingly another good user of the command Shockwave, kind of. So I wouldn't mind seeing that kind of come into effect once or twice. I just want to see all the synergies. Like, that's fine, right? Because that's what we're here to see, is synergy. However, I'm still kind of looking at the Neferi pick. How well do you think that Orianna and Corki will do into her kind of, you know, being all menacing?
Oh, it's going to be difficult. It will be, especially for that Corki, and the Orianna kind of will get a little bit of peel most likely, but I think that Corki's going to have to really watch their back. They do have some movement abilities, but it's going to be difficult to really get away from the grasp of the Neferi. Rakan to be locked in, that's going to be... I mean, it's a decent support. I've personally never seen Corki and Rakan in a Masters Plus tier game, but I mean, let's see. Let's see what the response does at the being. Obviously, there has not been an AD carry locked just yet for the side of the... oh, wow, never mind. Well, we will be seeing it, and the Xayah gets picked out, and yeah, I mean, it's a pretty normal thing. So Gravity Nebula, they're gonna have that pulled in, and a Scion to be locked as well.
Yeah, man, Gravity just has a really big team. They really just want to walk through lane 0 straight to their Nexus.
That's Scion.
I mean, that's
powerful.
That's what I'm seeing here, right? Like, you jump in with Rel, you go screaming in on a Cyber Train as Scion. The Swain just turns into a giant bird and walks in. Like, there's a lot of fun there. I do like the Gnar pick. The Gnar, I feel like, plays at least early game into Scion well. Until Scion, you know, gets to the point of where if Scion ends up having, what, 3.8k health, then he's a problem, but that's 25-30 minutes into the game.
1,000 stacks, level 18 Scion. Yeah, that might be a little bit hard for Gnar to kill.
Yeah, but like early, I really feel like the Primordial, like Yordle, does a really good job at bullying him early with his 3-hit, right?
For sure. I mean, I think that's kind of the case for most top laners. It's just Gnar does so well in overall, just because you have a little bit of extra range to you, and you're just a good champion overall. So I like what's coming out for both teams. I think solely based off of compositions, I'm gonna favor Lane Zero, just because I think that this Nocturne, if they can come online, they're gonna be a big force to be reckoned with. But the Neferi jungle, it's certainly gonna be difficult to deal with.
Yeah, well, but how well does Neferi duel against Nocturne? Because, like, that's kind of the next place that I'm looking up, right? And obviously mid and bottom, there's a lot of kill pressure on the side of Gravity because there's a lot of lockdown there in those lanes. Well, I mean, I guess Gravity has lockdown everywhere. I wasn't even thinking about Scion Q. So they do have CC for the assassin to walk in. But at the same time, like, lane 0 has a handful of escapes outside of what, Orianna?
Yeah.
Technically Nocturne has a spell shield.
I'm also looking towards, like, it's as you said, the CC, like, I kind of think that lane 0 doesn't have a whole ton of it. Just because, like, you have the Rakan, kind of, and then, like, besides that, what? You have, like, the fear from the Nocturne, and then, like, you got the Gnar on hit stun, and that's about it. Like,
you have just about as many ways to CC. on the side of lane 0 as you do on Gravity, I think, because you have Never Move, you have Rel's Kit, which is 3 stuns, I think.
It's a
You have
lot,
Zaya,
yeah.
who has 1, and then Sion has 2. And then over on the side of lane 0, you have Nocturne, Orianna, Rakan with 2, and then Gnar with 2. So it's almost a push in like total amount of CC, but Gravity's is so much easier to be able to just like use.
Honestly, I totally forgot about the fact that Gnar had 2 stuns. That's my bad. I
Yeah,
totally
Gnar-
thought they only had 1.
Gnar can stun with Gnar, because that's the name of his ultimate. Little fun fact for all of you playing at home. But yeah, I mean, this is what we're looking at. These are the comps. I went over what I went over about them. That's all that I have kind of at this point looking at them before I actually get to see them in game 1. Like I said though, I like Gravity's comp just because they pick characters that are in my champion rotation. And I feel like their CC is actually easier to chain and execute together.
I'm certainly a fan of the Sion. I think that we've seen it recently in the meta being played a lot at the highest elo as well as at Neferi. It's a lot of really big characters, especially that Swain. So if this game goes 35 minutes, 40 minutes, it certainly, in my mind, would favor them. But early game-wise, I think you put that Nocturne online, you get the Paranoia out, you combo it with the Orianna, with the Corki in the bot side, like, you'll find a ton of value. Might need to keep them out of top just because that's going to be an island game. Both top laners really tanky, really just going to trying to hit each other, stack up, and I think that you're going to really want to stick away from that if you're either jungler. However, the Neferi might get a little bit of more value up there just because those dogs can be so good at just bursting away damage.
I mean, I gotta know, Cherry, what team has living like Larry 982344 234 on it?
I'm not sure, but whoever
Chat
has
lets
that
me
is gonna win because that is a fire user.
That really is kind of a fire name.
I want to be him. That's what I want to be.
I mean, that's good. Before this gets off the rails, Cherry, I need to go take my medication. Oh, we should take a break.
That is true. So, to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning into the stream because we got our actual game straight ahead of you, and this is a best of 3. So make sure you don't go anywhere because we'll be back straight up with the game right after this. Welcome on to the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. We're joining you here for our game number 1 of week number 2 of the Blue Otter Master League. Now, we got a big game up on our hands. Feedonomics joining me back on the desk. How we feeling? We went over the comps, we saw everything. Now we get to see the spells, the runes, everything in between. Anything surprising you? Everything standard. How are you feeling about this?
I mean, all that I saw was Orianna missed their skill shot to start. Look, Nocturnes just whiff 1-2, game's over. I don't know how to feel about this stuff anymore. Where's our team communication? Oh, never mind. Game's over. Nocturnes. First blood has been had. Blood sport now. No, didn't get the free word. No, I'm not excited about anything until this match starts. I want to see kills. There wasn't an invade there. There's not an invade in the first 3 minutes, then I'm underwhelmed.
Exactly.
My thirst for blood knows no bounds. Alright.
Oh, we might see a little bit of thirst for blood, and yeah, the Rel's going to be taking the hit of it, looking to get a little bit of extra damage, going down, he comes out, they will get a little bit of extra armor. However, and we just keep seeing this Rakan playing aggression. A little bit of extra damage has been found, so you could try and go for an all-in here. However, I think that Gravity would probably prefer that, and maybe even find a little bit of extra value off of it. Corki, though, they're really just getting these CS down, and I think that would be a little bit of an advantage for them. I don't know, and that was a decent engagement, a little bit of entertainment for us just to start this game, but so far nothing really has come off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we just have a little back and forth tap dance. A Rel face checking a bush is probably one of the safer level 1 face late checks that you can have. If you're just gonna walk into, you know, the enemy bottom lane. And now,
very true. Rel does just get that opportunity to walk out.
We're just worried. We're just worried about this dog. We just don't want this dog to show up and come and bother us in the bot lane either. What do we got going on for CS? It's pretty even everywhere. Swain's a little behind, but you expect that. Nara's ahead, you expect that. Nothing too nuts going on.
So you weren't here for it, Feedonomics. However, we've heard a little bit of slander from a couple of the players over on the desk earlier. So somebody we really got to be watching out for today during this matchup, Archer. Now, Archer, they were given a little bit of a fraud watch from a couple of our friends over on the Blue Otter Talk. So let's see whether or not they were predicting the future, whether or not they might be mistaken, because I mean, this Nocturne pick, it really will have to show value if you want to get a win here. But as of now, it really is just going to be a standstill in every lane, every which way, so nothing to really find at all.
Yeah, I mean, in the give and take, like, you know, we traded our Scuttle Crabs 1 for 1. Swain is going to have to recall. So, you know, first little game of space is probably won out by Orianna, except I was just singing your praises, man. Why you gotta do that to me? Alright, so Swain's just gonna jump his teleport back in. We can see that on the minimap. Oh, aggression.
Lots of applications of damage coming in on the bot lane. The Rel face checking once more. This time they will have their Q online, able to get a little bit of extra value out of it. However, not enough for it to be worth it. So far, though, they are going to be without the horse, mounted off, and see whether or not they can find much. But it is going to be just them getting that extra rejuvenation from that passive healing, and up this wave, it's going to start moving over to the Hurricane side, and you're going to have to play a little bit more defensively when this wave really starts crashing on in. But the Dragon is up, so both sides potentially going to want to start matching towards it. We do see a little bit of space taken from both teams, and we'll get a little bit of information. However, no jungler really in the opportunity to start hitting.
Yeah, I mean, the closest one you've got is Nocturne, and obviously, I think with both of these junglers, if you don't have, like, a give me, like, straight up slam dunk of a gank, just farm till 6. Just farm till 6. Just get your ultimate. Nocturne will be able to gank so much more effectively with it. I mean, I think the dog will too. You know, more dogs. More dogs always good. Oh, the sun goes down.
Yeah, right now we do see a little bit of an engagement. However, nobody to really find much. We will see Gravity starting to head towards this Drake. A little bit of extra presence being shown by the Nocturne as well. Archer going to be starting to engage. Nothing to really find, and a concession comes through, and Gravity won't engage onto that fight, even though there was a possibility for them to win it. The Rakan was at a very detrimental HP line, and it was possible to find a kill potentially, but they did not want to risk it for the biscuit. If you are Gravity, Nebula, they just let it go, and now the Drake will be starting to be regressed on by the side of Gravity Nebula once we did see Lane 0 Hurricane just kind of back off the lane.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. They were too low to be able to do anything. Man, the Hextech Drake is annoying. And, you know, Archer did pivot correctly, and he moved over to take out Grubbies. So,
A decent trade.
yeah, I mean, obviously, you always trade those Drakes for those boys. Double Summon is like a Hextech, right? I mean, I suppose that it wasn't a Cloud Drake, which would have been the most egregious sin. All my homies hate Cloud Drakes.
Oh, for sure. Me too. Cloud Drakes, more like poopy Drakes. That's all I got to say about them.
Well done. Really.
A lot of players from this red side sitting up towards topside jungle, and I mean, maybe they'll find something here. They are going to get a good invade. Really just putting himself in.
Yeah, that was a good play. Like you control their topside jungle. Like you keep 2 camps out of the hands of Neferi. So, like, I mean, it worked out.
Galaxy and Nebula are going to try and reapproach on their opponent's topside jungle, or bot side jungle, and do the exact same play. So I don't think they'll find nearly as much value as what was recently put upon them, but they will get at least some bits of damage down onto Eclipse, and maybe they can find more, maybe they won't. It is just going to be the tales of time.
Nah, there's not gonna be, like, there may be action over there, but they don't realize that they're standing on wards wherever they're going in that, like, area, right? Like, so I would say they're relatively safe over here. Unless Nocturne comes screaming in from, you know, top of the map off vision. But he's not high enough level to do that.
I mean, Archer is level 7, so they do have that paranoia that they possibly could activate.
I'm more thinking about the distance of it.
That is very true.
I was going insane there, and I was thinking because he had taken the top side that he was blue side. That is not the case. But still, like, he's not on wards up there. If he was going to come down and crash on bot, he still didn't have the range for being level 6, 7 to have paranoia to be able to come in there unless he was standing closer to in between Gromp and like the Tribrush that's under there that can get warded. That is warded right now, I should say.
Something slightly notable we can discuss is a Rod of Ages being bought out for the Orianna, going for a little bit more of a healthy based buy, I guess. Not really going for as much AP as one would expect with a Burst of Mage. Instead, just gonna play it out, go for a little bit of extra mana in that. So let's see what they can find. Obviously, that does give them a decent passive. Once you get that up to 10 minutes, you will get a decent little bit of chunk of change for your little bit of a weaker buy. So we'll see what they can find, and maybe they cancel the back. Not just yet. Oh, there will be the back found, and Kitty Meow Meow forced to just re-engage on the back, and let's see what they can do here in the mid lane. If you are Griffin, they are just going to be able to mine out this entire lane, and maybe they find a play to maybe not. Oh, for sure. Flash comes out. Griffin forced away, but already so much damage being put down on the Snafiri, Paranoia comes on the line. We see the Swain ult, but it will be instantly nearsighted. Fling Effect goes down. Triple up dragon. Oh no, Archer about to fall, and yes, they will. Eclipse, last remaining player, sidestepping, but not finding much. They will barely be able to get out, but that really was Gravity Nebula putting in the work.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that was the thing, right? Like, Swain got to do what I was afraid that they would be able to do. They pressed their ult and then stood in place. Like, just, I mean, what are you supposed to do when a Swain is draining from 3 to 4 of you while you don't have any heal cut? Because I don't think Ignite was up for anybody on their side. If there even is one.
There's no Ignite.
That's rough, buddy. So like that's immediately a bad time. You need your Mortal Reminder or something. Pronto. Triple summon. But I mean, another Drake. Like they've traded objectives, so I think this is okay-ish for lane 0. Dragon going over to them.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. A 2-kill deficit. Actually, Gravity Nebula is still down in terms of goals, so that certainly isn't the end of the world, and it will just be 1 Drake for 3 grubs for each side, and it is kind of as we said, though. Poopy Drake has been achieved, so you can't really say it was a bad play from Gravity Nebula.
Well, no, obviously, if your Swain walks out with a kill and a half, like, you're never mad about it. Speaking of Swain, yuck.
Oh no.
What do you do?
No. That might have just, like, I think, like, bad play, certainly not. But, like, at first it was like, okay, yeah, it's still kind of even, though. But now it's like, this Swain is 3 kills and an assist. Like, they might possibly just becoming that guy. And if you can become that guy, it's gonna be different. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not. Roa's finished too. Like, it's kind of rough right now. It's hard out there if you're lane 0. And it's really only going to get harder before it gets easier. I think the road is going to start to slightly become a steeper and steeper climb as this progresses. So we'll have to see if itemization sort of saves them.
Look at this, a second plate going over to this Saya. They're finding so much value here in the bot lane, already having the Essence Reaver online. There's a Trinity Force to match them, but I mean, that's nothing. Right now, I mean, we see a lot of players coming over to the bot lane with the Nocturne and the Nocturne and also the Zaya both gonna be around here, but it's gonna be a lot of damage applied, and oh, Eclipse gonna be in a rough spot. This for Khan, just getting kind of face checked by the Neferi, forced back. Sun's coming through, but not much just yet. Bounty's gonna get a little bit of damage in, but oh, maybe they find something. The self heal is gonna be a lot, and oh, the engagement's there. Paranoia comes in. This Rel's gonna be under a huge amount of pressure. They will fall down in the end. Root comes through. Not much to back up. There's the ult coming in from the Zaya. However, it was a little bit of overextension possibly. They didn't really need it. They were already under tower, so it was a good play, and A lot of ultimates dropped, so the Zaya might not be the best spot. Neither will that Nefiri, who didn't really get a whole ton of value for that play, but let's see whether or not they can make anything happen.
Just this no kills League of Legends, man. I want more action, and I'm getting it. That tower is getting beat up. Here it comes.
Oh, Bosch comes out. Will be extended. Arthur not going to allow that knockup to be engaged upon, and Eclipse going to just be in a bit of an engagement. We see Bounty not able to go in with the... Oh, the size right on the other side, and maybe we'll see Griffin try and get a little bit of a pinch in, but no, there will be a rotation that will be executed for Gravity. Maybe they'll get Eclipse spotted out, but no, Eclipse will be able to place a ward, find them out, and maybe he'll try and fight this, but right now, Eclipse is just going to start to running the field and trying to find something to kind of latch onto and be able to spot out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're on the side of lane 0 now, you basically do want to find a fight that's really you just picking somebody once or twice before you're actually going to try and go toe-to-toe with this 3-0 Swain. I, like, at least from the CS perspective, though, it's still fairly even. But, you know, if I was...
Oh, a great engage. Bounty gonna potentially fall, and yes, they will. And oh my gosh, look at that back out. Not going to be able to get tagged out by the turret. And oh, that is rough. Gravity Nebula really just putting in the work here, and now they're going to be able to get another Drake by the looks of it. Teleport will be there, but the near sight, the here, it's going to be all just Archer doing it, all getting the counter, trying to make something happen, and they've been really good when it comes to being able to put their team on their back so far this game. Already 3 kills in their hands. The team itself only has 4, and they will have that stride breaker online. We look towards the top side, though. Eddie's completely demolishing this top tower.
Yeah, I mean, obviously something that Arthur gave up whenever he teleported in, obviously. Oh, I mean,
we
Arthur
might see
does
Swain
a lot of
finally
damage.
dead, and they're being completely overwhelmed, and that will just do it. A great shutdown, finding them out, and after being 3-0 with 2 assists, they won't be able to get much more, but oh, look at this. They're already building for Zhonya's.
Who got that shutdown?
I believe it was the Orianna. Griffin.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, that's probably not the best case scenario if you're the other team, right? Like,
Exactly.
that Haunting Guise is getting closer and closer to being finished too, where that isn't technically heal cut. It will be a lot of damage against the heal stacking hero.
Ooh.
You know, and Swain gets to do it passively, and that's it.
I will say, though, lane 0 Hurricane, despite being down at the start, they're certainly looking like they're in a better position now. They've Herald and they're up Drakes. Like, this objective game has been completely won by them so far. So maybe we can see some team fight wins coming out if you are Gravity Nebula, but they're going to have to really just be wary of Archer, who has that Herald. It could go literally anywhere and find value. The bot lane, I'd expect to be left alone. But maybe they'll try and make something happen over there.
Yeah, honestly, I think that everybody's like content with leaving Zion in his game of solitaire, which is, you know, always a dangerous game to play. If only because what happens if he doesn't, like, get stopped ever. And it does look like they are sending Lunar to Nudge wherever he's going to be. So that is at least good for them.
the last thing that you need is like summoning and going DEFCON 5 and building full lethality.
Down towards the bot side. We will see both top laners starting to switch lanes. It's a priority for them both to switch their island down towards the bot side. It makes you wonder how they're really going to be approaching playing for Drakes, because that is going to be a big thing both teams will want, especially since it is an Infernal Soul. That's a big one, especially with the extra damage output it gives you. Like, both teams are going to want that. So I'd expect the lane 0 Hurricane to try and prioritize it. That way it does not leave their leverage that they already have with a up 1 Drake and bring it down to only a evened up game in terms of that. So who knows what their plan is going to be. They are starting to get a little bit behind in terms of gold. The Otacon is up. We might possibly see some prioritization towards it with a lot of players from both teams starting to flood into the top side of this blue jungle.
Fight. Yeah, I'm just waiting for action, man. I'm trying to look at this. Oh, they've been found. Run, Gandhi, run! Okay. Never mind. Could have been
Running
really
for
bad.
the hills.
All right, back to itemization and everything, because I kind of stopped looking for a second. Top lane is still as even can be. Like, jungle. I honestly think Arthur is ahead right now. I mean, he is. He has 4 kills to none for Fury, and they have like less CS. Gravity's just like kind of playing better right now, I think.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
They need to be a little more cohesive, though.
I think once it gets into late game, it's gonna be really rough. However, the Herald gonna start to be activated up towards the top side. Nobody to really play off of it, so it is a little bit rough in that regard. Kind of feels a little bit wasted, potentially, would be the best word to use. Down towards mid, we might possibly be seeing an engagement starting. It really could get desperate here. And it will. Oh no, lots of stuns already coming out. Paranoia's gonna be there. Crazy finds the first onto a clip, but as of now, teleport's gonna be activated. This lane back towards the main.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yes.
breaks up. With the Drake online, it will be the side of the Galaxy Nebula to be able to tie it up 2-2 in terms of Drakes. However, that won't do it just yet. Engagement's coming in. The Fury going out. There's going to be the flash activated. Oh, not just yet. Oh my gosh, Zanya gets all loud. Oh, Zanya's so good, but it won't be good enough. Stuns out, and Arthur finds the kill. Maybe we'll see some more. Eddie's going to be taking a ton of damage, however, not enough to find anything. As you can see, there is already bouncing a really rough spot. The re-engages here. There's going to be the first a little bit of extra damage, and Arthur will find the kill. Eddie trying to engage. Nothing found, and they will be brought down into zombie form. Nothing's going to be really found off of that. They will just have to desperately move and take out the CS. And that was actually a really good fight from the side of lane 0 Hurricane. They completely maneuvered their way around, and they've taken a 2-3k gold lead now.
That was completely insane. Like, Bondi had no health in that fight towards the end once it was Zaya and Sion kind of sitting there and finishing that fight off. I was so scared for him whenever he had gotten to that point of almost getting flash murdered by Sion. I let out a little squeak. Yeah, but that was a fantastic fight to watch from start to finish. Like, it, happened from a little bit of a rinky dink Rasmus has a little bit earlier with base checking a bush, right?
Baron's up. Possibly going to be seeing some teams engaging towards it. As of now, I mean, it's certainly gonna look a little bit rough if you want to go for it. Neither team really has the firepower to really want to do it, but I think either team definitely could if they did end up engaging. Swain, so powerful already. Over on the opposite side, everyone has so much value when you are on this Lane 0 Hurricane roster. We see 4 bounties already online, so that could really cause a lot of trouble if you want to get this. And you're going to have to face check these bushes most likely. With the Guardian Angels activated, Paranoia is out. Not going to be going untargetable for that one, buddy. And you will fall down. Forced away, and that's going to do it. Sun comes through onto Eclipse, but nothing found after it. And might have just been a one and done for the side of Lane 0 Hurricane. But they were traded in terms of a power, so it will be Eddie at least stemming the bleeding from that and being able to exchange relatively well. And they're going to do it again with another turret down in the middle lane.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think getting the mid lane turret was the way to go there. Honestly, they are able to kind of contest. They may be able to do something sort of here. No, it looks like they're just they wanted to. Chat. I just want everybody to know that they really wanted to do something to lane 0. How many stacks do I got on Swain?
GA still up. Eddie gonna be really called out there. That was not Eddie, sorry. Eclipse gonna be really called out there, forced to withdraw it. The GA has been expended, however, it won't be the end of the world. No gold converted for the side of Gravity Nebula, so a little bit rough there for them, but it was a good play. They were able to call him out, and it really was off the back of Eddie with that just complete and utter knockup, forcing them into a rough spot. And I mean, it is good. It's going to be another Drake spawn in about 60 seconds, so maybe we'll see both teams controlling that, trying to find their way onto Soul Point, but we'll just have to wait and see what the plan does end up being for both these teams.
I mean, and right now I think that it's kind of, if you're on the side of lane 0, you obviously want to push right now with the Baron. So I think splitting is wise. Otherwise, you're in the situation where they're doing exactly what I thought that they'd want to do, which is find a pick. Hitting Meow Meow has no chance as he falls. Really just too much damage there from Bondi and company.
We see a little bit of engagement coming up towards the jungle. The blast cone will get him away, but these empowered minions certainly going to be able to siege these towers, both in the bot and the mid side. Archer's going to be putting up the work, and both towers, first one down, second one about to fall as well, and the bot side will not be completed just yet, looking to continuously engage, and Mint's going to fall, and looks like the bot as well with the demolition coming online. It will be very rough, and already inhibitors have been neutralized. It looks like we'll see even more application of this damage going on, and it really is this Baron buff that you needed to fight for if you are Galaxy Nebula, because at this point it is rough. Airborne comes out, and Eddie is down. They will try and get a little bit of re-engagement, putting in the pressure. However, that pressure will find almost nothing, if anything. A little bit of extra damage, and now inhibitors down in the bot and the mid side. They need to fight if you are Galaxy Nebula. At this point, though, they're going to try some good stuff coming in with Brel, re-engaging. Gotten's going to be able to find the first. Nothing more. It will be a trade. Griffin's going to be able to get one, but it will be the side of Arthur to follow up. A very difficult situation if you are Galaxy Nebula with your turrets following the Nexus open. It will be the side of Lane 0 Hurricane taking a 1-0 lead in week number 2 of the Masters League.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually an exciting, like, that one kind of finished with a big bang. I don't think that Archer played bad. The fraud alert may be wrong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
But I was
fraud
told,
alert may be
yeah,
fraudulent.
for sure. Archer did amazing there. Like, we heard, I think, 3 times on today's thing. Oh yeah, Archer, they might be a fraud, but no, Archer put in the effort, showed why they are that signature Nocturne player. So now the question is the fraud alert going to be for their just general champion pool, or is it just for the Nocturne? Because as we know, this is Fearless Draft, I believe. So if you can't keep up the same pace on other champions, ooh, maybe Archer will fall off. But after that game number 1, Galaxy Nebula certainly looked good, but it was Lane Zero Hurricane off the back of a Baron to certainly put up the performance that they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you started to kind of close out and win those fights, securing the objectives. However, I don't know, man. I can't do it. Can we take a minute? Can we just have a minute, Cherry?
That was nuts. That was nuts.
Prod, get us out of here. We're gonna take a quick break, guys, and then we'll be back for draft in game 2.
Too to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul reign of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul reign of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the Can we bring to fall the giants?
Welcome
Back.
back, ladies and gentlemen. We're joining you back at the Otter League, and actually, Feedonomics, I took your spot. So, I'm very sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me, and ladies and gentlemen, we're heading straight back into the draft for game number 2. And Feedonomics, take it away.
What you didn't you took something from me? I was unaware.
Oh, I just heard us both going for it, and then I just continued going for it. So I felt very bad, and, I'm very sorry. I'm very apologetic, so hopefully you can forgive me. If not, you can forgive these players, because, oh no, same bands gonna be coming out game 2, so it's very boring.
No, I just think that these people think that these champions are really strong, and we can't see them in the game at the moment because
I
they
wanna
would
see
they would change the game too much. I want to see. That's a
Huh.
that's a pick. I actually really like that combination.
I love this. Like, low-key,
Hey man, Ivern's actually like a really surprisingly good enchanter, like when played correctly.
actually,
Big.
Ivern Ash is fun.
That's gonna be really annoying to deal with, actually. Speaking of also really annoying to deal with, like Skarner, Ziggs, and Tristana.
Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a rough one.
However, I suppose Cassio kind of helps with 2 of those champions.
Ooh.
Like just with her grounding, right? Like,
What was it? I'd say all 3.
well, kind of. I guess Skarner wouldn't be able to use his E, but he doesn't really have any like dashes outside of Flash, right? So that's more what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of Tristana's Rocket Jump, and I'm thinking of Satchel Charge.
But, like, I know those 2, yeah. But, like, just the general, like, hitbox that you have as a Skarner, like, it's so big that it's going to be easy to hit if you are that Cassiopeia. So I don't think that that's going to be easy to really deal with. So if you're the side of Galaxy Nebula, I like this comp. I think maybe you want a little bit more tankiness. Not sure whether or not this Cassiopeia is going to be mid or top. I know back in the day we used to see a ton of Cassiopeia top, but who knows?
I'll say that it's more traditional, but I'm thrown off by so many tanky supports getting banned out right now. Like, I understand why Lane Zero's doing it, right? Like, Lane Zero doesn't want them to get tanky at all. They said, we're fine, we have Tank 1, we have our Skarner. What are you all going to pick? So I don't know if I enjoy banning out, like, Nautilus and Alistar if I'm on the side of...
Well, Nautilus kind of makes sense, because a Nautilus Tristana is nut. Alistar, though, yeah, I think the Alistar could have worked really well. However, a Maokai will be the pick, so maybe you want to walk that in as the support. Maybe that's going top.
I think
mean-
that I'm going to guess that it's the top laner, but yes, that one is totally flexible into support. Technically, it wouldn't make any sense, and it probably wouldn't be that good from like a macro point of view. But Ivern technically can get flexed into the support role too. It's just, you know, you don't do anything besides steal a buff and scuttle like every 2 minutes or something. So it's like ineffective. Hey though, you know, one way to stop your other team from getting tanks is to continue to pick the pool, right? So Cho'Gath now gone. So who do we? Oh, never mind. Cho'Gath could come out.
We saw the Gangplank last game get banned out, so maybe this is like a pick that the top lane of Lane Zero really likes. Who knows? I mean, I'm a little bit interested by the Bard. I think the Bard is an odd one. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Because, like...
I kind of really like the Bard pick.
Really? You like the Bard?
Well,
I just
only
don't
because
get it.
of setup. It's setup. Like, I don't
Oh,
care
that's
about your
true.
W
What's
that
the Zig?
roots. Like, if I have a Zig bomb coming up, or I'm lining my Skarner up to be able to impale, like, 2 of you.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't even think about Skarner.
Like, you have Skarner, everything chains off of Bard. Like, everything can chain off of Bard. Bard is also going to do a decent job at keeping Tristana alive, and there's technically kill pressure there too. Because if Bard can land Q into the Q ult effect of stunning, you're rooted for a good hot second.
Yeah,
So-
I was like specifically thinking about the matchup of like you're playing a Tristana and a Bard. Like, yeah, you have the like golden effect that makes them invulnerable, but like that also just kind of like it makes it a little bit weird for the Tristana to play into it.
Yeah,
But,
I
yeah.
mean, but like Tristana, like I don't think that Bard's ult is picked for Tristana.
Yeah.
The reason that you pick Bard is to set up your other wombos, because like you throw Gangplank down on top of like a Bard ult with a Zig ult coming down. What do they do? Right,
Oh,
they have to
God.
flash or they're in trouble. Doubles depending on which way he goes with his doubloons or his silver serpents too. Silver Scrapes reference goes here. Like that could be a really scary, you know, just dead center of the circles for both of them. Can you imagine like that when landing, like the true damage cannonballs at the same time the Ziggs cannon like lands?
Yeah.
It would be fun to watch. Like I kind of want to see if any of this works the way that I'm thinking that it will. Gravity also has like a pretty decent, you know, poke, peel, like I don't want to fight you at all comp. It's also a 6v5
Yeah,
because
this
of
is
Daisy.
This is something. I mean, I really want to see how well this could work out on the Ashe and Cassiopeia, especially, who have no movement abilities at all. Obviously, if you're the Maokai, I think they can dodge it all right, but even that's gonna be a little bit difficult. Ivern, maybe. Olaf, I mean, you have the Ragnarok, so CC's not even gonna work on you, so who knows on that one. But yeah, it could be crazy if this goes their way.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Like, I still they could really mess with how they organize this team comp still too over on the side of Gravity. There are 4 lanes that can technically flex in one way or another. The Ashe is the only, I think, thing that would sit in that same spot. You have 3 junglers. You have a couple of supports. You have a couple of top laners. Like, so obviously this isn't going to be a crazy team comp that changes anything up. But they could have done it. I don't know. I just like Gravity. I'm stuck on Gravity. And it keeps bringing me down.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways this game could go. Definitely. I want to see some good engage though, and I'm not sure how I feel about the Ivern, just because it was really, like, it's just such a different pick, and it's the same thing with the Skarner. Like, do you really want to go from playing, like, such proactive junglers in that Nocturne that worked so well to something a little bit slower? Like, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I mean, we'll have to figure out what's going on. These teams are chomping at the bit to go in to champ select and everything. So I've got a little Wookiee in my ear telling me that we need to go to break. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're gonna take a quick little pause, and then we'll be back into game.
So hold our heads up high and beat the drums to what we love. Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Can we bring to fall the giants? 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 We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the
Well, it was a little bit of a longer break than one would have expected. However, ladies and gentlemen, we have returned, and unfortunately, that was a 2-0 scoreline. Feedonomics, we did not get to see the game, but we do get to see the aftermath. How are we feeling?
Yeah. I mean, sad. Like, I can be sad that I didn't get to see the game, right? Like, that's something that I'm completely fair and warranted to do. Though, I mean, the Tristana and Arthur were scary. That's what I can see at a glance from this. Like, they executed the comp like we thought that they would, right?
Yeah.
That
A
that
lot of
was
kills.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'd ever want to walk into an alley and run into a Tristana that was 7-0 and 5, right?
That Oh my gosh, imagine just not dying at all, but still, they weren't even that deciding factor. Only 1,000 more gold than, yeah, than their opposing mid laner. So it was a little bit interesting. We did see the Tristana in the bot lane by the looks of it, with Ziggs going, or sorry, mid lane with Ziggs going towards the bot. So it wasn't exactly how we would have described this game from the point of view of what we originally saw. However, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it really was just the Cassiopeia showing a little bit of signs of life, going 3-3-1, but for the most part, the rest of the team just could not put up the same amount of pressure. So, unfortunately, that will do it. Obviously, game one a lot closer. Feedonomics, you have anything to put in before we close out here?
I want more than one game to spectate and play like match like next week. I don't know, like that's it's pretty low hanging fruit there, but I saw what I liked, or I liked what I saw in game one, but game two is the important part. Like, or I mean, that was week one. There's so much more league that we get to have and see and watch here on the Blue Otter League.
For sure, but that is going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in because that certainly was a good game one. Unfortunately, game two, a lot less close, but it was just a deciding game. And, just to re-wrap around to when we had that Otter talk at the start, it was actually very split on who this game would win. I had Gravity Nebula. We had Noah with Gravity Nebula. Lesser and Verticality, the only two predictions that did end up correct tonight, but thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for sticking around to the end for those of you who did. But that is going to do it. Thank you to our amazing producer as well in the background, hitting all the buttons, Wookie Monster. But see you later. Peace.
Later, guys.